You said, baby, I'm not feeling it lately, but I hope we can be friends, don't you? You said maybe if things weren't so crazy, I could love you like I used to do. Then you kissed me goodbye and wished me the best in life. Said you needed set this fire alive. You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire. What are the odds we end up loving this? Spending every minute together. I found it quite odd, quite lovely. You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire, fire.
I gotta get better at that fade out. What is going on, everybody? Oh, we are here. We are not getting started shortly. We are ready to start this show right now. I am so excited to have my special guest today. So we're going to be talking to Kirk Nugent. He is actually coming on today, and he's going to be telling us about Amazon Live. So if you are curious about what this whole Amazon Live thing is, we're going to be breaking it down today. So Kirk is going to come on the show here in just a moment. I'm going to pull him up, but definitely want to say hello to everybody. Here's what's crazy. So I don't know what's going on, but we were streaming. We were ready to stream to Facebook, and we were streaming, and then it went down. This has happened before. It's crazy. So I don't know what's going on, but we're streaming to YouTube, and we are actually also streaming on LinkedIn today as well. So tune in from wherever you're watching from, either of those places. Definitely say hello in the comments. Just like we got Gary Jones in the house, right? We also have Personal Space Creations. I usually watch on Facebook, but I'm here today. Well, that's a good thing because literally I was streaming and everything was fine. And then boom, it said we are having trouble connecting to Facebook. So I think it started and quit. This has happened before. I don't know what's going on in the Metaspace, what they got going on over there, but Facebook isn't working right now. So we're not streaming over there today. So definitely great to see y'all here. So here's the thing. This is my weekly show. So normally we stream. I used to stream at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays, and now that Addie's out of volleyball and I got to pick her up most days, it's like my schedule's all wonky. But today I wanted to also make sure I had plenty of time for Kirk to come on the show today because we're talking about a big topic, which is Amazon Live, of course. But we are using StreamYard to stream today, and so this show is definitely powered by StreamYard. As I always point out, that this is definitely my live streaming tool of choice. I think that you can do so many amazing things with StreamYard. It's awesome. I love it. So if you want to get your 14-day free trial, which is a great time to do that because StreamYard is literally in the middle of releasing a slew of new features. So go to melaniediane.com / StreamYard, and you can actually enroll in any of those links over there, and it will get you a 14-day free trial of the professional plan, which lets you do all kinds of cool things like display banners and do all kinds of custom overlays and videos and all the fancy stuff like you see me do here. So definitely make sure you head over there because, again, this show is powered by StreamYard. It's definitely my tool of choice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Mr. Nugent and bring him up to the stream. I don't think you guys are ready for the fire this guy is about to bring to the show. So I hope you're all ready. I hope you're all ready to ask questions, be engaged in the comments. Let's definitely show Kirk how we do it over here on the DIY Marketing Show with Melanie Diane. So let's do it, Kirk. What's up?
What is up? It's so good to be here, man. This is amazing. This is amazing. I love this. I love this space. I love the energy. I love what you created here. I just can't tell you, man. You and I both do this all the time in terms of just talking to people about live streaming, and it's just remarkable what you can do, how you can really impact people, how you can really create an audience, and I love what you've done. DIY marketing is just such a great name. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now.
Quit.
All right.
I know. I mean, you and I serve a very similar audience, people that are, marketing themselves DIY style, putting themselves out there.
Yep.
And I definitely think that, we are that's why I wanted to have you on the show because you can talk to my people, right? Like, you know how to take care of my people. That's what's going to be cool today. So I hear a slight echo.
I just fixed it. I literally just heard it a second ago. I was like,
It's like, hey, it's like we do this for a living and, we still.
You would think we could get it right.
Literally. And like, it's how it always works. And you know what's crazy? What's crazy is when I was on your show, something was broken that day too. Like I don't think we streamed to Facebook that day.
No, we didn't that
Something
day.
was broken. And literally, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the universe is trying to tell us, but
I don't know. That's a weird one, but you are so correct that something was broken that day. It just now clicked. Like, that's right.
I don't remember what it was exactly. You know what I'm going to do? So I'm actually going to see if I can.
You can add it. You can
add it.
Bro.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to see if we can get going again. So we'll see if it works. This has happened before with Facebook, and I got to edit this one as well. remove.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm removing the destinations and then I'm
And then
adding them
add it
back
back.
in, and it should restart a second stream.
Mm-hmm.
If it stays. So
If it stays.
that's the trick. We were live for a hot minute, maybe like maybe a hot 3 minutes, and then
Right.
the alert came up. Which again, this has happened before. So if you are tuning in just now, if you're hanging out with us on Facebook, if you're watching the replay, we actually started a few minutes ago. Kirk and I were just talking about how something broke in the Facebook world, and
Yeah.
so hopefully we fixed it now. Hopefully we're
The
streaming.
metaverse.
Yeah, hopefully we're streaming on my Facebook page and over in the DIY marketing with Melanie Facebook group. But we'll see what happens.
see.
It's
We'll
fine because what's crazy, Kirk, is I used to only stream to Facebook, and then with StreamYard, how they make it so easy to multi-stream.
Multi-stream, right.
I'm able to stream to YouTube, and it's awesome because so many people. I feel like I'm finding this new community over on Facebook
YouTube.
or YouTube. Yeah, sorry, over on YouTube.
Okay,
so I have
okay.
like these two audiences, but they're kind of hanging out with each other, and some of them have moved from Facebook over to watch me on YouTube. But
YouTube,
it's
yeah.
really pretty cool how the whole multi-streaming has allowed me
Yeah,
to really
yeah.
kind of navigate this YouTube world.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still not to 1,000 subscribers yet, which I think is going to be something we end up talking about today because I got a little bit of a feeling about this Amazon Live stuff because not everybody can go live on Amazon, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that.
we will.
But
We will.
yeah,
We will.
So Kirk, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you give yourself a proper introduction? I know I mentioned that we do similar things. We both love the color purple. Clearly,
Yes, we do.
We have lots of similar. Our brands are even similar, which is why I love it. So I just think it's. I know when I was on your show, we were like, wow. Our streams are like good to put on screen together.
Right. It was really fun. It was really
Yeah.
fun.
Cool.
Man,
Well,
let's-
yeah. Why don't you tell my audience about yourself and what you do and
Absolutely.
why you're here and why you love live video?
Oh man, listen, live video. So first of all, let me just say thank you so much to Melanie for having me on. Excited to be here and chat with the DIY marketing group and on the beautiful community that you are forming here. And I just love this is exactly the lane that I exist in as well. So my name is Kirk Nugent, as she's already said, and I go by the Geek Speaker Preacher. There's a whole other story behind all three of those words, and I'll maybe get into that another time. But I believe in live video, and a couple of sayings that I like to say is your live stream is your digital storefront. Because there's no better way for people to experience your greatness than for them to see you do it live. Period, point blank, end of story. What I try to do is, as your live video coach, I try to show you how to use live streaming to grow and engage an audience, to funnel clients to your business. This is where me and Melanie are right in the same lane. And then the third piece is to establish yourself as a thought leader, as an authority figure in a given space. Live streaming can do all of the above. Because listen, your live stream is your digital storefront and you can build your brand with live video. So that's what I'm all about. If that's what we put out resources for and all that good stuff. I'm so excited to be able to share with you guys today. Amazon Live is a unique opportunity in live video. One of the things I like to say about Amazon Live real quick is it is like a crowdsourced home shopping network. That's the best,
Yes.
easiest way I can explain it. Crowdsourced home shopping network. Essentially, the people that are live are sharing with you the things that they have purchased and why they purchased it and whether you should purchase it. So it is essentially a way for buyers on the platform to buy with confidence. For you to be able to buy with confidence. And that's the main crux. If you don't get anything else, it's you're there because buyers want to buy with confidence. Now, some people have incorporated all kinds of other things into their shows. And yes, I try to go live 3 times a week. And I know Melanie has fallen victim. She's like, I can't come back on your lives because I'm buying too much
I'm
gear.
buying stuff.
But it is very, very real when, I know a lot of you guys follow Melanie. You are probably saying to yourself, what mic is that, Mel? What is that lava lamp in the background? And then it's other things. I had, I'm standing today, right? So this desk is a sit stand. It's an adjustable height desk. I never would have thought that a desk would be something that I could easily sell on Amazon, but I've actually sold like 20 of these. And
Oh,
they're like
really?
$600 a piece. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Woo, that's a big
Because
one.
it is, my cameras are connected to it. So as I raise the desk, my cameras go up with me.
Yep.
So it's I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, it's actually a critical part of my studio.
That's
but
pretty
this
sweet.
is the thing. And for us as creators, you kind of figure out some of the things that you're using and why you use them. And when people hear that, they're like, oh, that actually makes makes sense. So allows you to buy with confidence. And of course I can share my experience, what I like, what I dislike. And that's what the whole process is about. So love Amazon Live for that. And I see our comments are lit up.
Yeah. Crystal's watching. What is up, Crystal Prophet up in the house? She's a good friend of mine. She's been on the show as well. You should have Crystal on your show, by the way.
Oh man.
She's a podcast. She's all about podcasting. Podcast.
I'm always looking for guests. You know
this.
So.
I'm always pitching her book too. She's one of my best friends.
Okay, good.
So I loved what you said, because I do think that and you're right, my audience, they're always asking me questions. They're like, hey, what mic is that today? Or hey, what's this? And it's also, people, especially in a world of technology, which we're going to talk about. I mean, this whole Amazon Live thing fits. Just about anyone could use it. And that's something we're going to talk about, and we're going to dive into that today. That it's like you said, it's that trust factor. And we talk about this all the time. One of the reasons why I'm such a proponent of live video is because it is a format that you can not only have literally two-way conversations in the moment, like right now, literally, CK was like, hey, it's a new time. I like it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sweet. I'm excited CK's here live, right?
Good.
So, but anyway, that whole like, know, and trust factor of marketing yourself, putting yourself out there, using social media, live video makes that process so much faster, but also it weeds people in and out. It's so much easier for people to make a decision of, are you a good fit for me? Are you somebody I want to follow? Or you just maybe annoy me or whatever, and that's all fine. But when you're using video, I feel like the people who do follow you and are consuming your live video content, it's that much more enriched, right?
Exactly.
That's what I always say is that connection is that much more enriched. And that trust piece, that's a huge factor if you're going to be promoting yourself. But what Amazon Live is allowing people to do is to offer another lane of assisting people. And that's what you do a really, really good job of when you do these Amazon shows, is you're kind of like, here's the stuff in my studio, here's the stuff I like using, here's how it's worked for me. I know I bought those Cinco wireless mics, and I know even CK went and bought them as well.
Right.
And it's because we were watching you, but you were using it. I was like, oh, that sounds really good. I have yet to take the time to actually truly figure them out yet, because I have been so busy. And I know that that's going to be like a rabbit hole. I'm going to be like, I need to dedicate some time to play with that new toy.
Put it on the calendar. Yeah.
I haven't had it. But so, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I trust Kirk. I trusted him. And I also was able to hear the piece of technology in the moment, which is huge. And so I do think that if there are things that you are using and your audience is asking you about it, if you're an artist and you're using a certain kind of paintbrushes, or if you're using certain kinds of canvases or whatever, you can be telling people, you're recommending what they should get. When you use Amazon Live, if those products are able to be purchased over there and you recommend them, then it's just another place for people to trust you. But I can't wait to learn a little bit more about how you feel like the community development over on Amazon is evolving for you. Because I know I would say you're still in the infancy of using absolutely. Amazon Live,
still
right?
Still growing, yeah. Still learning.
But doing a great job with it, which is, literally solid. So, the desk I love.
Let me give a quick one here.
Yeah.
I was watching, my wife and I were watching a lady on Amazon Live. She had just bought a comforter. And so she had her phone set up somewhere to the side. She was laying in bed in the comforter, and she was like, oh, it's so warm. It's so, and she had this music playing, and we literally fell asleep while she was demoing this thing. When we woke up the next morning, we just added it to the cart and purchased that comforter.
I love it. That's
power. This is the power of the platform, right? It's because it's like, man, I need to experience that thing. So that again, and I think because people always say this, and I'm certain you get this as well, Melanie. My content is around XYZ. So what can I really showcase on Amazon Live? You can showcase anything. Anything. How much have you ever purchased? Show of hands right now, digital room, show of hands. How many people have purchased from Amazon? And if you've purchased something from Amazon, that means you can actually show those things that you purchased from Amazon to people and let them know why you bought them, what was the idea around it, and why you chose this over another. You can help people to find this specific one. There's so many people that sell different things on Amazon that look exactly the same. They're just like a different version, a different brand. You want to talk about this specific one, and then you can, give them that use case scenario. Like, this is what it looks like, guys. If you want to see what a Sony a6400 and a 16 millimeter lens looks like, this is it, right? This is it. So those are the practical pieces that you can share with people, and they, it really makes the difference. It makes the difference.
And I love that you said that because, I know that last week when I was it was either last week or 2 weeks ago when I was talking about that I was going to have you on the show, and we were talking about, I was talking about this, and somebody posted, they're like, "Oh, I wouldn't really have anything to showcase," and it was like, okay, I knew their industry, and I literally helped them think outside the box because I think you and I are talking about the things we use, literally that people see on our shows, but I could go on and talk about my favorite comforter if I wanted to, even though I'm a live streamer. Right, that's the thing, is your identity over here can really be pretty interesting. And I know I've seen some people, like Owen Video, he was talking about the stuff he's like using for his diet. He's dealing with fighting cancer, and he's talking about these keto products and all these things. So while we're used to watching him talk about live streaming and marketing, he was still using Amazon Live to showcase other things. So I think the world is kind of your oyster when it comes to this place, because nobody knows you yet over there because you're not doing any marketing over there yet. So
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. And so, we're definitely going to talk about that. But let me, Tanyad said, literally just placed an order 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
Exactly.
And CK's like on the daily almost. Yeah. So, I'm over in Amazon all the time. But before Kirk and I go further, because I know Kirk is going to be talking about, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So let's answer this question of what is Amazon Live? And so I'm going to show everybody what Amazon Live actually is, because I think that maybe people haven't seen it yet. So a lot of people don't notice, or they maybe have not landed on a product where there is actually an Amazon live stream happening at that moment. Right. So this is Amazon, okay? Right. So when we open up Amazon, honestly, I don't think people really look at these menus, but look at this little tab right here, there. Everybody. When we click on that, it's going to open up these live streams are going on right now. Here's some chick showing us some dresses, and she's fancy with her production. She's playing some videos midstream. So some of these are literally somebody on their phone, and that's it. Other people are using other applications like Kirk uses to actually produce a more produced stream. So that's this person. Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the guy that's on my screen right now is a friend of mine. His name's Ryan, and he is using StreamYard. I know this because I've chatted with him already. You can see that is StreamYard, right? So he's got 48 people watching, and he does this morning remote work hangout kind of a deal. And the reason why I wanted to show this to you is because he bought the desk from me. So so if you look in his carousel, and that's what that is for those that are watching, underneath the video, you see the carousel. This is these are the items that the person is demonstrating that day. Things that they have in their home that they're showing to you. But so this is the item that he purchased. But if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see here on the actual product page that he's live on that product as well. And that's the piece. So if you're on a product page and you're like, I wonder if anybody's live demoing this, just go right underneath the about this item part. You'll see live streams related to this product. And sometimes they'll be live, sometimes they'll be previously live, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can definitely click back into it, of course. Oh boy, I didn't realize that we would actually bring his audio in. But anyway,
I don't hear it on my side.
Okay, good.
Yep,
good.
I don't hear it on my side.
But then you can come in here and you can type in a question and say, hey man, I noticed you're highlighting this desk. What did you think about this or this or this? And that's the beautiful part about being able to ask somebody real time. Like, I'm shopping for this. Before I add it to my cart, what do you think about it? And that's really cool.
Love it. So, okay. So I love that literally the guy, 1, bought the desk from you, 2, now he's showcasing the desk, and 3, how he actually is showing up on that product's page. So, and CK's saying that, when you follow certain people, it'll alert you when they go live. So I know for myself, I haven't really I follow you and I follow our buddy Christian, but I gotta get up in this. But I loved earlier you talked about it. You said it's like the home shopping network in a way, but in a social setting. Right. And it totally is. But it's allowing not just you know, these, I don't know what to call them, fancy people, right? Who get hired to showcase things. And you also don't have to have your own product. You can not be a product person and go do this and be using this platform. And that's what's cool is it really opens up the doors to do this stuff. So Landlord Advocates, our friend Matt is here. He's got a question. He says, how does one go live on Amazon? Is there a feed? We provide a service to our clients. Maybe Amazon Live can convert viewers to our YouTube channel. Certainly so. And we are definitely going to talk about how to do it for sure. Oracle Spirit Wellness says, I'm in Canada. I don't have Amazon Live option yet or that I know of. So is this like from a viewing standpoint? Maybe it's only in the United States? Do we know that, Kirk? I mean, I know.
No. I would, so Oracle Spirit, I would go to, if you looked at, if you go to Amazon.com right now and you don't see that live stream tab, then what I would say is go to Amazon.com/live. Just go to /live, and that will show you the live page. So this page that I'm showing you right now is actually just Amazon.com/live. So it depends on how you've browsed before, but if you look at my top bar, so you see Amazon Live is here, but it doesn't say live streams like it did for Melanie. Sometimes that's different depending on what you shop for before they show you the most recent types of things in your bar. So just go to Amazon.com/live and let us know. I know you will be here for a little while, so let us know. Let us know if that works for you, because I have had people watching from all over the world, so I don't think it is a country limitation. I've done live streams at midnight my time, and people are chatting with me from somewhere else in the world. So I'm pretty certain it's not a country limitation. So just go to Amazon.com/live.
Hold on. Amazon.com/live. It should work. I'm going to try it.
They said 404. They're getting a 404.
Yeah.
That is odd.
I'm getting it. It's automatically pasting like a different thing in there. Hold on. I'm going to try it. I'm testing it. It works for me, Mike. So Mike from Never Let the Machines Win. It works for me. Now Mike is in Canada.
Mike's in Canada as well.
So he's getting a 404. So I know odd. Mike is watching from Niagara Falls. He always lets us know that he's up in Niagara Falls. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. And listen, that's how new it is. I am not certain, but I know that people have been watching from other countries. I just can't say that I don't know. Wouldn't it be Amazon.ca?
Maybe.
Try Amazon.com or Amazon.ca/live. That's what I would try, because I think the .com in Canada is .ca for some websites. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the answer to that, but I do know that we have. So Crystal made a great point earlier. She said, affiliate marketing is such an easy way to start monetizing a podcast, which is totally true. Very true. So you can multi-purpose. I know that our friend Christian, and Kirk, I don't think you do this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but our friend Christian, he has a Launch Your Live podcast, which I help him co-host sometimes, and you've been on that show before.
Yeah, I have. Mm-hmm.
He's doing these Amazon Live shows, but he's also taking the audio and he's doing a podcast. And I said, wow, that seems so interesting to me. Mm-hmm. I know Crystal talks about this. She's like, you can make a podcast even if you're talking about something that people need to see. People still like to listen to stuff.
They do.
And I asked Christian, I said, how's that working for you when you're literally showing things on screen, talking about it, and then you're taking that and using it in a podcast? He said those episodes perform very well. Wow. So he's taking that, and so here you are. You're not only creating, affiliate income for yourself, because once somebody buys from your live stream, you are going to earn a commission on it. Right. But you're also maybe creating content you can repurpose into something else. So certainly a lot of opportunities there for sure. So Kirk, let's do. I know that. Let's talk about. So it's basically we answered what Amazon Live is. We are not 100% sure if it's available in Canada. It sounds like it may not be.
It might not be. Yeah.
So Amazon.ca.
I'm definitely making a note of that right now.
Yeah.
Because
we're gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, I've got to look that up and see.
But I agree. I know that it's available in other countries, because I've seen articles and I know I've seen it referenced. So maybe there is some sort of limitation with Canada. But why don't you just? So I know you said you explained that if somebody buys that product or whatever that's you're currently showcasing in the moment, mm-hmm. you earn commission. But why don't you just do me a favor? Give me the sorry. Mm-hmm. I just hovered over. Sorry. I hovered over one of the different layouts underneath our preview in StreamYard, and when you hover over it, it gives you the hotkey. It says, so for example, a picture in picture says press Shift +7.
Shift +7.
Watch out! Hotkeys are here, everybody. They're coming. They're coming. I may have early access. Kirk, I think you may have early access to it, but we have beta access to this awesome feature that is rolling
Teams
out
is
this
out
week
right now too.
Yeah, it rolled out. So yeah. Anyway, okay,
Amazing
that's not what this show's about.
No.
I'm excited though. Okay, so how does it work? Like, people are mentioning. So we have a couple people that have applied before. Neil, for example, says there's still a criteria, et cetera, et cetera. So I know that, and Matt at Landlord Advocates wants to know how this process works. But step one, tell us how this works, how you go about like doing it. And I know we're also going to talk about the tech aspect of how you actually literally do it. But tell me how it works. How does somebody, if somebody here is saying, okay, well, I have a YouTube channel, never even watched like Amazon Live, but now I'm really interested. What does this process? They are literally not anything at all on Amazon. So how does that work? What's this process look like?
So, as I mentioned, Amazon Live is there. I want to just put this other little caveat in there, Mel, that you can just do a product video, short, 3-minute, even less, and just post that if you are approved to be in the influencer program. And of course, the influencer program is what allows you the ability to be able to live stream on Amazon, but also have a Amazon shop page. So essentially, are you in the Amazon Associates or Amazon Influencer program? If you're not, right?
They are different, right? They are different.
They are.
That was a question I definitely want to make sure because there's the Amazon Associates,
right?
Is essentially you apply, they approve you, and you can then create links for any product sold on Amazon, essentially. And then, so like, for example, if I say, this is my mic, I can post my Amazon affiliate link that you have to generate with the link creator. So that's an Amazon associate, right?
Yeah. There's another step in that process, however. Like yes. So it's like a tangent of the associates process. Right. So the page that I went to was the affiliate-program-amazon.com. I put that in the private chat. I don't know if you want to grab that and put it on the screen. But either way, this is the same page that you're talking about. Right. And I have it shared right now. Not that I'm going to go through the process, but just for people to be able to see, OK, this is the page. And you would sign in with your Amazon account. Right. And then these are the steps: sign up, recommend, earn. Now, that is exactly what Mel is talking about in terms of being able to, set up your shop page. And on your shop page, you have different things that you recommend, and people can go to your shop page. And if they buy something based on clicking on it from your shop page, that purchase is attached to you. And so Amazon Live is an extension of that whole process. In this sign up process, you can sign up, of course, to be an associate. Now, I was already associate, so when I went through there, the only thing that was there for me to apply for was Amazon Live. Okay. And in that process, I don't know if you are you trying it now?
I'm not right this second, but I did it. Okay. So, and this is one of why I wanted for you to come on and provide this clarity, because I think there is confusion around an Amazon associate,
right?
An Amazon seller, and then there's this Amazon influencer. Yeah. And then I think there's even one more that I feel like I saw. But so I applied to be an Amazon influencer.
So
I'm already an associate.
Associate, right?
Yeah. But I went in and I went to apply to be an influencer because I was like, I think that's what unlocks Amazon Live for me.
Right.
I'm not sure. Right. Anyway, yeah.
So you're saying
I was not approved,
even a part of this, even a part of this process, you were not then asked to do the influencer sign up?
No, not for Amazon Associates. So in Amazon Associates, it's just you just go, you apply, and then you have to sell three items within 90 days, or they basically remove it, and then you can just have to reapply, and you start the process over again. But yeah, no, it's been a while. So I've been an associate for a while. So before Amazon Live came out.
Yeah. And I was as well. So when I went back through the process, there was a different piece there. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
I think maybe. So there's affiliate-program.amazon.com, and then there's a /influencer.
Okay.
That did not work. I think because I put it. too many times. So /influencer brings you to the other page, if that makes sense. So it's like a sub page.
Yeah.
And then you build your storefront, create and earn. So the influencer program, you can basically walk through that process. And one of the things that this gives you that customized URL. So my shop page is amazon.com/shop/Kirk Nugent. So that it gives you that. And you probably have that already. Am I correct? I know that associates can create custom links, so that's pretty cool. But
yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, because I have literally I pulled links. I don't really push the links much. I have them available, but definitely again here to learn along with my audience. So I definitely haven't created a custom like web link at all.
Yeah,
I also have not created a shop, which I know I need to do, but I'm like, can I? As just
I don't
an
know.
associate?
I think that's all a part of the influencer program.
Yeah, I don't think I can create a shop. Yeah.
And the ability to post product videos and then live streaming are all a part of the influencer program.
Which I was not approved for.
And so that process, as soon as you go in here to start that process, you click on sign up, it will ask you some questions.
Yeah.
There are a couple of ways that you can get approved. Now, one of them, of course, is pointing them to your YouTube channel. That's what I did. And depending on how many subscribers you have, I think it's 1,000. I'm not certain.
Yeah,
what
I think the
number
threshold's they want you to have 1,000.
but I don't know what that number is, but because I have heard that other people did get it.
Yep.
And they didn't have 1,000. So maybe it's traffic. I don't know.
Yeah,
but whatever it is, they are looking for specific metrics. So when you point them to your place where you have those metrics, some people got it because they pointed them to a page, not a profile, but a page on Facebook. And they had enough followers on that page and activity and whatever metrics they were looking for that they got approved. And then there's also being able to point them to Instagram as well. And if you, depending on how many people you have following you and of course the activity and all that stuff from that, you may get approved that way. But you can also point them to a blog or a website or, depending on what you have going on there. I want to say you can even point them to a podcast, depending on how you have that podcast set up. And it's really, again, my thinking is they're looking at traffic. They're looking at maybe downloads. I don't know. They're looking at specific numbers.
I bet. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
To use that as a metric to say, okay, this person has a following and we would like them to bring that following over to Amazon to be able to do their things on this store, because it is multiple pieces, right? It's not just being able to go live. It is being able to set up your storefront. It's being able to create these product videos. Let's, say there's a shaver that you like using. You create a little product video talking about the shaver. You post that and attach it to that product page. And then that shows up when people go to that page and it helps them to buy with confidence. This is the whole point of Amazon Live, is getting people the opportunity to buy with confidence. So those are some of the things. I was just kind of looking in the frequently asked questions section here, but I don't think it's giving it that level of detail. But I hope that what we've shared thus far, it really does help to give you some clarity on some of the things that are possible with getting approved to be in the program. So website with blog and activity and traffic, right? If you have a high activity blog that, like my good friend Leslie Samuel, he's all about blogs, and he's got some blogs that are doing stupid traffic. So he absolutely got approved and has his own shop page, and that's all he does. So, but then you could also have a Facebook page. And again, that Facebook page is wildly popular, a lot of traffic, a lot of things going on there. Those metrics, exactly what they're looking for, I'm not certain, but I would try them, because I've heard people be able to be successful in several of those ways. Now, the last thing I want to say, Mel, is there is a Amazon Live creator group on Facebook that Monty Weaver manages.
Nice.
Both of us know Monty, and
yes.
It's phenomenal, and they answer a lot of these specific, unique, niche type questions that are around this platform, and there's a couple thousand people in that group, so chances are you're gonna be just like StreamYard. The best part about StreamYard, some people say, is the community group, right? So you want to join that group and really engage there, because there's a lot of answers to the questions that you can get answered for you very quickly, things that people are facing or have faced, and they can answer them very quickly for you. But the basic gist of the process is you would go through this, you'd sign up, and it's going to ask you almost right at the outset, where give us something to let us know how do you want to be approved. And I believe there's an additional way to be approved that has nothing to do with outside influence and stuff like that, but I don't remember what it is. All right, so she's checking eligibility. Those are the pieces.
Yeah, this is what I have available. This is what it's giving me, right? So
Check eligibility status. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
it says right before it was like select your account.
Right.
It's my mate. I like literally have tried to change this 1,000 times and I can't, but it's my old school name. So create, it does say here, if you are already part of Amazon Associates program, use your existing associate account, which is what that is here. So that's a key point. So if if you're already doing that, you want to make sure you use the same account. Because I actually went in here and I thought, oh, this will be interesting. Maybe I should make a different account separate from my personal account that is right now. That's how I signed up for the associates. But then I saw that and I was like, okay. So then I clicked this, and then this is what it gives me. So it gives me these social media networks. And now I did select YouTube before, and it did not. I think what it did was it went out, like Kirk said, it went out and looked. It pulled data, and it came right back and told me right away. Unlike LinkedIn, when you apply for LinkedIn, it's like, just hope that you get an email one day.
Wait for 2 years. Yeah.
And they even say like, you won't get a response from us if we deny you. But anyway, it literally told me right away, and that's what told me it's using data, because to give me that immediate response, it didn't require a human to review it. Yeah. It's based on data. So, Kirk, do you think that somebody, if they go in here and they do what I did and they apply with YouTube, should they then maybe try with a different channel? Should they apply again and try with a different channel?
Yeah, I think you should try with everything. And until I would try all of them, and then if none of them are approved, and give it some time, allow yourself some time to grow on your other platforms, and then try again. Yeah. I mean, Crystal just said she had no idea that she's already been approved, right?
So here's what's crazy. I feel like, Crystal and I were talking about this, and so I don't. Crystal, did you just figure out that you have this? I thought you knew you had a storefront. So Crystal has the storefront feature, so she can go live. So she can go live. She's ready to rock and roll. So all the cool people are allowed to go live on Amazon, except for me over here. I'm just over here trying to be a live video strategist and coach, and I can't even use the dang thing. But I'll get there.
Listen. You will get there. That's the thing. I think you. Just based on your traffic and some other things, I think you will get there. But what I'll say about to Crystal is the next step, right? We were talking about, okay, the first piece is you got to sign up and you have to be approved. The next step is that you have to go through the Amazon Live Creator app, and it is only iOS based. It is not on Android. You have to have either an iPhone or an iPad in order to go live. Now, I want to make sure I say that again. To go live, it requires the iOS app, Amazon Live Creator app. Now, if you want to post product videos, all that stuff, that doesn't require the app. You can do that through your account on the web, right? You log into Amazon.com, you're good to go. But if you want to go live, you do have to use the app, and then there's a setting in the app that you can select that allows you to get your URL, your Rtmp URL and stream key that you take and put it into your favorite streaming platform, StreamYard for most of us, and then stream using the app as opposed to the phone. Okay. But even in that process, you still need to manage your stream from the app. So the phone, your mobile device, is a critical component for Amazon Live. I just want to make sure that people walk away with that.
Is it also available I haven't done this in a long time. On the iPad, some apps are literally not designed for the iPad, and so you download it, and it's like literally looks like a phone. It looks like a phone. Okay, but still larger, just an enlarged, pixelated version of the app. Essentially,
it's awkward. It's awkward.
Because I noticed you'll have your device in your hand. And so
it's on my. I don't have an iPhone, so I use my iPad to do that.
Got it.
But it's awkward. But
you don't have
an
iPhone. You're an Android person.
I'm an IT guy. And IT guys,
you like to have all that control. Yeah.
Well, no, we want to be everywhere. Yeah. So I have an Android phone, I have an iPad, I have a MacBook, I have a Pixelbook, I've got a Surface Pro, I've got dual boot Mac Mini with Ubuntu and Windows. And all right, I'll stop. But I have it all, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I got my toe in all the different worlds.
Okay. All right. So you have the app, so you have to download the app. So you're approved, you download the app. I do notice, because I have the app as well, and it basically prompts me and says, let me see if this will show up on my. This is what I see on the app. Come on. It's like gives me those options on the menu: seller, vendor, Amazon influencer program. So you would select
The
Amazon
program.
influencer, and then it basically says Amazon Live is available to Amazon influencers who have set up a store as part of their Amazon Live influencer program. So I believe it's because when you download the app, it has you sign in with your Amazon account. So it knows that I'm not an influencer on Amazon yet. So
That is correct.
So when you go through those steps, you then will be able to
Yes.
do some other stuff. So you're going to keep going on our demo here.
Yes,
Cool.
absolutely. So that is the critical piece. I want to just repeat it one more time is the ability to go live. First, you got to apply. And then once you apply, and she just read it, you set up your storefront. And setting up your storefront and having your live and product videos are all kind of together.
Okay.
Because on your store, right, if we share that screen one more time,
Yep.
like this is my store page. So you'll see the different pieces, right? These are my lists, studio accessories, video setting, blah, 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 blah. People come and they look in here and they say, oh, this is the one that Kirk's using. Okay, cool. I'll grab that from there. But you see at the bottom, it also shows past live streams.
Okay.
And so it's all part of your store page. So when I go live, you can find me on the live page, but you can also find me on my store page.
Okay.
And this is all a part of your store page. You want to make sure that part is clear. But again, it happens from the app, right? So you have to go into the app and say, I want to go live. I wish I could show this to you. I don't have any way of bringing my iPad into this into this system.
Yeah.
But there you would basically go in here, say I want to start a new live stream, and you'd go from there. Getting the Rtmp stream key and URL is fairly simple. The URL is the same for everybody. Your key is your key. And this is one thing I always want to make sure people walk away with, Mel, is do not share your key with anyone. I don't care if this is Amazon Live or for anything else. Your stream key is unique to you. Somebody gets that. If they know what that stream key is for, they can stream on your platform. Don't share your stream key with anybody. So keep that to yourself.
And for those of you that are watching that are using an application like StreamYard, for example, to go live, you may not even know what Kirk is talking about because that whole stream key stuff, basically StreamYard is taking care of all of that behind the scenes for you. So like when you connect your YouTube account to StreamYard and then you can now go stream to YouTube, you don't have to worry about stream keys because StreamYard's doing that behind the scenes because you basically gave YouTube permission to provide data to the StreamYard application. So the StreamYard basically can go and be like, okay, here's her stream key, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's the beautiful part about applications like StreamYard is that we don't have to worry about that stuff. However, you may also notice in your StreamYard account, you can do a custom destination.
Right.
So, StreamYard is currently connected to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. And then so if there's somewhere else that you want to stream,
Right.
like Amazon Live,
There we go.
then you would need to use the custom Rtmp destination for that. There's a lot of places you can actually go live to. But what Kirk is talking about is you will need two very important pieces of information, the URL and, of course, the stream key. And so, that's essentially, what did you just do? How did you make that zoom in like that?
ProMouse is my new favorite tool.
That's awesome.
I love ProMouse. And of course, I had to pick the purple, right?
Yeah. Is that an app?
It is.
Is that only for Mac people? Like
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I really don't think so.
I'm writing that one down for later.
Yeah.
Yep.
ProMouse.
Okay.
ProMouse.
That's too cool for me not to check out.
Yeah. I mean, and so this is it right here. You put your key in, you put your URL, and you nickname it, and you'd add it as a server. So then under destinations, I have one that I've nicknamed Amazon Live, and that's how I'd stream. I just realized that the banner at the bottom is covering.
I'm sorry. Let me move that. Let me take care of that. Whoopsies. There we go.
Yeah,
okay.
This is the Amazon Live custom.
Oh my God. ProMouse. Okay.
Oh, ProMouse is lovely. I love it. So yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And so I would just then, of course, go to your regular broadcast, create a broadcast, and then select Amazon Live and stream like you're streaming to anything else. I mean, we could be streaming right now to Amazon Live if with her StreamYard account, because again, it's just another destination. So it does make that part very smooth. And you talked about being able to multi-stream at the beginning of the show, and that is definitely something that you want to be looking into as well.
Yeah, and why don't you cover that? Why don't you talk about that while because if you do use an application like StreamYard, it does allow you to stream to Amazon, but also stream to YouTube and Facebook, which I know, Kirk, you do.
Yeah,
So
I
let's
love
talk about that multi-streaming aspect while we're on that topic.
Sure. Yeah. And so one of the things that I personally feel like the reason why Amazon has their process, their approval process set up the way that they do is because they want to know that this person already has a audience. And so if you already have an audience, why just stream to Amazon and start from scratch? Multi-stream to multiple locations and tell folks, hey, then this is what I've been doing for the past 3 months. Guys, while you are watching on YouTube, and I will answer your questions, but I'm literally highlighting the product over here on Amazon. So come on over to my Amazon page and follow me over there, because on that page, I can show you, I can add it to the carousel. Let's say you go live and you're talking about barbecue equipment. This is what I did on Labor Day. I went live talking about my favorite barbecue equipment, my the apron that I wear, all that stuff, gloves, all that stuff. And again, like, this has nothing to do with live video. It's just me talking about my favorite things.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Hey, Kirk, what I forgot what the thing was, but what briquettes do you use?" I'm like, let me see if I can find it on Amazon. I found it, added it to the carousel, highlighted it. I don't know if anybody bought it, but the point is, I can add things even while live.
Okay, very cool.
To be able to, kind of make that engagement that much more richer. And again, like I said, on Amazon, and you all know this, if you've done any shopping on Amazon, you know that there's multiple versions of one thing, multiple sellers of one thing. So even if you want to say to somebody, hey, I'm recommending that you buy this lens, and then they're like, okay, well, I found it. Is it the one that you recommended? And that's why I say to them, come over to Amazon Live. Let me show you the specific one that I'm recommending, with the right f-stop, with the, you know what I'm saying? The right millimeters, everything that it needs, it has, that I'm recommending. You can click it and say, this is exactly the one that Kirk is recommending. And that's how you're able to, my favorite words, buy with confidence. So that's the point. So, and then of course that helps to transfer, your audience. It's like I'm saying to my Facebook folks, my YouTube folks, hey, come on over to Amazon Live. Come and check out what I'm doing over here, because you can see what I'm adding to the carousel. You can engage with me in the comments on Amazon. And even if you click on an item and go to its product page, you'll still see me live as long as it was in my carousel. So you can unmute and you can listen to me there while you're reading, while you're doing some things, and you can come back and ask more questions. This is the whole point of the platform. And I love the ability to use streaming platforms like StreamYard that allow you to multi-stream and that give you that ability to bring the audience that you've already grown over to Amazon. And here's the thing, Melanie says this all the time. I say this all the time. You are the brand, right? Mm-hmm. So even though it may not be 100% in line with what your content is on your channel, people have come to know and love you, right? Know, like, and respect. People have come to know and love you. So when you say, hey, I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite things that I've purchased over on Amazon Live. You go live, multi-streaming to your different platforms as well as Amazon. They may make the trip. And then when they get over there, you tell them, hey, go ahead and hit the follow button while you're here. And when they hit the follow button, this is what I like to do. I do, some sound effects.
You've been doing that lately.
I've been doing all kinds of different things to let people know. To let people know that I appreciate them for coming through and actually following me on Amazon Live. And that actually shines a floodlight on them, lets them feel like, oh man, cool. I'm helping him grow and he's helping me. And then I ask them specifically right at that moment, when they click the follow button, these are the words you want to say. I say this, shared this in my video last week. What are we shopping for today? Tell me what you're shopping for today. And I engage with them. It may not be in my area of expertise, but they're on Amazon. Mm-hmm. So they're shopping. What are you shopping for today? Talk to me. Well, I'm looking for some new insoles for my sneakers. Cool. What insoles do you usually use? Talk to me. And then I start pulling things up. As long as they are connected to my Amazon, this is the data piece behind this, right? We're going to nerd out a little bit here.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
As long as they have watched my Amazon Live, there is a tracking thing that happens for the next 48 hours.
Okay. I was going to ask that.
They are attached to my code, my Amazon shop code. And if they buy something that has nothing to do with what I live streamed about, that I still get a little bit of credit for that.
Really?
Oh yes, absolutely. Oh yes.
Okay.
This is one of the major reasons. I know that we're trying to get to this, but this is one of the reasons why if you want to go live, hey, look, add it to the carousel. What toothpaste do you like? Add it to the carousel. If they're going to buy it on Amazon, add it to the carousel, because if they buy it, it's connected to you. And that is keep those pieces in mind. This is why the live piece is different from doing a product video, different from like you have, giving people a link and saying, hey, if you're going to buy this on Amazon, here's my link. It's still connected to you, but if they come to your live stream for 48 hours after they've been on your live stream, they are still connected to you. If they leave, they come back tomorrow and buy something that has nothing to do with your live stream, they are still connected to you. So keep that in mind as well.
That's huge. That's massive. I think that's a big deal. And you know what? My speculation is that as more and more people start using, meaning more influencers are approved and there's more live streamers on the application or on the site, and as more and more shoppers become accustomed to watching the live streams, I bet you that window will close to be tighter. Because if I'm watching Kirk and then I jump over and I watch CK talking about something, I bet you that window will close. So again, this is brand new. I mean, it's still bleeding edge.
It is.
Where there are not very many people doing it. And get into it now. This is an opportunity to get into something. Maybe you're nervous about it or not even totally comfortable, but get into it. Start exploring. And as Kirk and I are huge advocates of, the more you tinker, the more you learn and you get more confident, for sure. So, okay, we're going to talk about, we're going to keep going here, but I loved the tips you offered about the multi-streaming. Yeah. And those were and Johnny Bean, by the way, is here. We got to say hello to Johnny Bean TV.
Bean.
He said, these are some great tips for streaming over there. So he has an account, but I loved what you said about how you're talking to somebody on YouTube and telling them, because I remember I tuned in on YouTube. I was like, oh, sweet. Oh, he's doing Amazon Live too. And you're like, Melanie, get over to Amazon. Come
on over.
And I did. I went right over there because you made it easy for me. You put a link there. So again, I think guiding people, using the right language, guiding them over. But the other thing that what you're describing and how I want to phrase it is, landlord advocates, Matt, I know that he had posted this last week. He said, I just don't think it's a good fit for us. So I want to talk about that in a second too, because I still think it's a good fit for Matt. Matt, you just might have to think outside of your normal realm, kind of like what Kirk is talking about. You are a guide for these people. And as Kirk said, you may end up streaming and thinking you're going to talk about tech toys, but then you may start talking about something else. Yeah. You're their guide. They trust you for your area of expertise. And so, landlord advocates, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Matt is essentially an attorney and he helps landlords, people who have rental properties, and he helps them do things compliantly and all the other things. Oh, yeah. Well, Matt, your audience, they're landlords. What else do they care about? They care about, maybe you could be like, hey, here's a really good idea when you have a new tenant. Provide them, they're going to move into their apartment. Or their rental property with nothing. They're removing their furniture and buy them a little welcome kit. Like spend $50, buy them like a couple rolls of toilet paper, some hand soap, the things that are literally like packed. And you're like, I want to wash my hands after I go use the restroom, but I don't know where that box is. Again, this is just a way to start building that relationship. You could go outside of that realm. They're landlords. What do they care about? What do they need? Do they need, here's a contractor pack of light bulbs. Like, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could probably come up with. And so to Kirk's point, what you talk about on Amazon does not necessarily have to match directly with what you may talk about in your other content. And I think that's where I want everybody's brains to get I want you to open up the creativity, right?
Let me add in a piece there, just a small one.
Yeah.
For you said his name's Matt, landlord advocates. What I would say is, I know my dad is in the whole landlord space. He's got over 50 properties that he manages. And I'm telling you, one of the things that my siblings and I implemented for him was smart home tech. And that is what Amazon has in spades, right? Smart speakers, smart, Wi-Fi, whole home Wi-Fi, those systems. You can buy all those things on Amazon. And I know that having that perspective from somebody that they smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors,
his brain's going now.
And those, and to be clear, the smart versions of those, right? And the doorbells, all of those things can easily be purchased on Amazon. And if you have them, you can just showcase and say, hey guys, as a landlord, here's some of the things you want to be looking at. And they will invariably they will come and ask questions because they already trust you. You already have helped them in other aspects of their business. So now it's a matter of just boom, let me get this from him as well. So I couldn't
their
agree
business,
with you more.
and the other thing, and Matt's brain's going now, and he says they have 1,300 clients. So here's the thing: you can also bring clients on, interview them, let them be the expert about what they use, right? So you're just providing a platform, Matt, and so this goes for everyone. But the other thing is that Matt. The other thing, they have these rental properties, but they're business people. They're running a business. And so how can you help them with running that business? Are there some supplies that maybe you could recommend for them that it's going to help them organize, whatever? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, put yourself in their shoes, their day-to-day life, and what are the things that they need? What are the things that help them be a better landlord? And you can absolutely go find stuff on good old Amazon to recommend and earn this income. So, I want to
say one thing, and then you have a really great question that points us right to Amazon Live in the comments. But one thing, real quick, for Matt is bringing the guests on. Absolutely awesome idea, and I want to make this brought up a point, Melanie. I want to make sure that everybody catches this. Is not just for Matt. Amazon does highly encourage you to physically have the goods on site when you are streaming about it. If you're streaming about toilet tissue, Charmin, I don't know, you need to have it. You want to have it. You want to be able. The point is to show them what it looks like, what they can expect when they buy this product. One of the things that I've done is there you go. One of the things I've done, Matt, to Melanie's point, was there are items that I don't physically have, but my friends of mine do. Like one of my friends just got the Pixel 6. This is the newest phone from Google. I brought him on to Amazon Live with me. Yeah, okay. And he had the phone, so I'm able to showcase it. I'm able to add it to the carousel. I don't have the phone. And we, some people did buy it just because one of my friends came on and showed his device. So keep that in mind as well. Bring on some of your clients, and it's another opportunity for them to kind of get a taste for being on the live with you. So it's really
that's
cool.
Gold. So that was actually a question it was going to be a question I was going to ask you, is how important do you think it is to have already purchased the item, have the item? Because like you said, you can look for stuff. I see some people, they'll be like, oh, well, let's look for one of those, and they'll find one. They don't have it, they don't own it. They're helping people shop, right? Exactly. So again, they're being a guide. But so it's good to know that Amazon does highly encourage us to have those products. But what a great idea! Like, that didn't even cross my mind. Like, if you don't own it, but you like. I have the Sony A60-100. Kirk has the Sony A6400.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we could come on and talk about these two Sony cameras, talk about them. They are different. They are different price points. They're very close.
Right.
But we have the same lens. Yeah. And then we have the same Shure microphone that sometimes makes me sound like a robot because I got some weird thing going on behind the scenes that I got to figure out. So, but I'm using the Elgato Wave 3.
I love that mic though.
Elgato. Do you have this one?
I don't have that one, but I love that mic. Yeah.
I freaking love this mic. I'm like, this is a USB mic. It sounds amazing. So I could go on Kirk's show and talk about this mic and talk about why I love it, how it comes. It comes with the Wavelink app, which is how I'm able to play sound effects as well. He's using a Rodecaster. I'm just using my Stream Deck.
Nice. I love
that little snap. It's like one of my favorite ones. So anyway, I could come on and talk about the Stream Deck and how I'm using the Wavelink app. He could talk about the Rodecaster and blah, blah, blah. But I am able to actually physically showcase the product that I'm talking about right there.
There it is. Right.
So, and I'm using this to switch to different cameras because I'm also using OBS virtual camera. But
nice.
So that's such a good idea. I love the idea about bringing on the guest. So this is fantastic. So Matt at Landlord Advocates is definitely, Matt, you're ready, man. You need to look into this for sure.
You're good.
CK agrees. She's like, great idea. Bring others who have the gear and stuff you don't for shizzle. Now we got some questions.
Don't miss Lorena's question, because I think this is your sell right here. This is your sell.
Lorena says, you are the best. Great program. Thank you. Can you please do me a favor and show me your earpiece? Yeah, I know they are Sony. They're not actually the Sony. These are the Me Audio.
Same ones.
Yeah, and I can post a link to those. I think this is literally one of the only items that I ever push because I get asked about it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are the Me Audio. Yeah, there it is.
And the reason why I wanted to highlight this question is because this is literally Amazon Live. this is it right here.
Yeah, we're just
This
not
is-
on Amazon.
We're just not on it, but this is
The
the
process.
entire thing. It's like that question would have been a perfect. Lorena comes in and says, "Hey, what headphones are you using?" It's like, "Oh, I'm using these," and you add it to the carousel, and the person's able to see it. They're able to see the price. They're able to see if it's Prime, if they can get it in 2 days. They can see all of those details while they're still listening to you. And
There you go.
That's powerful.
And I just posted the link. Now, Lorena, if you're watching inside the Facebook group, you're not going to get that link. But if you grab over, if you hang out, can you please take it out from the ears? Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So they basically go behind my ears,
Yeah.
which is what I like about them.
I love
so I
them,
wear
yeah.
them behind my back. And so when you see this angle, they are literally, and you will want to also purchase an extension cable.
Yes.
Right now I'm not. It's just going right into right there. But they are, let me just pull them up on screen. Actually, it's going to be a much better showcase.
Yeah.
That's what they look
There
like.
it
They're
is.
clear.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're clear. They're comfortable. Like, I think they're pretty comfortable. I like them. So they're soft. They come with like 8 different adjustable like sizes so that you can check them out. So yeah, great question. Way to look at and get a little version of Amazon Live over on Facebook.
I didn't want to be the only one not showcasing. So
There you go. I love it. I love that. I love the shot. I always like looking at your streams because I'm always like, I like
What's
to
it gonna
look at
show?
all the different layouts and stuff you got going on. So there, see, that's the shot I need. I want a shot of the desk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the case it comes in.
You're right.
It's really nice. And again, that's the reason why you do that on Amazon Live. Now, I don't have a switcher. I'm just using StreamYard to switch right now. So
Hey, Kirk, guess what I bought the other day because it was in your
oh,
thing.
I love that. You saw it on my desk, right?
I did. I just saw it. Reminded me of it.
This
Yeah.
thing, I'm looking at my YouTube comments. This thing is, and again, it's one of those things like, this is not technical. This is not a media, gear thing, but
Yeah.
this is just so functional.
I love it. I mean, I've had my phone on it most of the time. But yeah.
There's a local college that I study at, and whenever I put my phone on this, and they're like, I need that thing.
That's funny. I love it. So, okay. So we have some questions in the comments. I want to run up to some questions we had earlier. We talked about, so if you're all just joining us, and definitely we talked about how to actually go about the process of getting to apply to be on Amazon Live, to be able to do
They're
these.
saying
So
my desk is too clean.
it is. Your desk is very clean. Once I got my monitor mounts that lift my monitors up, I feel like my desk is so much cleaner now. But yeah. I know you and James Hicks like super organized all the time on your desk. Okay, so Crystal this is a great question. So she said, like other live streams, does it perform better when it's scheduled beforehand? So can you schedule it beforehand?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You schedule it in the app. You can you can pick in the app what day and time this live stream is going to be, just like YouTube, Facebook, whatever. You can actually put a little thumbnail, and you want to design that just like you would. And I think this is one of the reasons why they want people who are used to doing this kind of thing to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you would do the thumbnail. Now, unfortunately, you have to do all of that in the app. You do have to do that in the app. So,
Interesting.
but yes. So now to answer your question, you're saying,
I can't believe that.
yeah, no,
Come
it's
on,
the weirdest
Amazon.
thing. Come on, Amazon. This is really, that's the awkward piece. But to answer your question, does it perform better? I have seen it go either way. There are times, much like with other platforms, when people know your schedule, right, Mel? I mean,
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I go
Huge.
live 10 o'clock on Fridays. A lot of people know that now. And so I haven't really seen a difference between the times when I've scheduled that ahead of time or when I just pop up, hey, it's time to go live. And they're like, yeah, I was waiting. So I don't know there. What I will say is that I have seen some differences between a performance in when you schedule or when you go do a live stream or when you do a product video. There is some differences there, especially if your product video gives a very unique perspective and it really answers some questions for folks. You're very specific and it's quick and it's bite-sized and people can get to it and be done with it. Those videos tend to perform really well. But being able to go live and physically answer people's questions has its own component as well. So I've seen, varying levels of performance from both of those kinds of content. Not so much between scheduled and unscheduled live streams. I think in general, live streams have its own thing. But the thing that you want to keep in mind is, unlike other platforms where they're searching for content. Amazon Live, they're searching for the stuff. And so if they find you live, they're like, oh, let me ask him because he's got it in the carousel. Or let me ask her because she has it in the carousel, right? But if they don't find you live, or if they're not one of your followers where they got notified, I don't know if them finding it being scheduled is going to really say, oh, he's going to talk about that at that time.
Right.
So let me come back. No. When you go on Amazon, you want to buy right then and there. Am I correct? So, I mean, just think about it like you're like a shopper, right? I mean, and that's the reason why I said I don't know about the difference between scheduled and unscheduled. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah. No, I think that there's, honestly, like with many things, is you can A/B test. You can A/B test, do it, pay attention to the numbers, always pay attention. I think you're experimenting with different streaming times right now. I noticed.
Yes.
But I think the key is this. I think you said it best. The key is to have some sort of baseline consistency with your content. Now that goes with podcasting, that goes with live streaming. So once I decided Tuesdays is and again, my schedule's we're figuring out the new schedule right now, but for literally almost exactly a year, I did Tuesdays at 2:00, other than a couple of shows that were rescheduled at different times.
Right.
Once I started doing that, my live viewers, the number of people tuning in live went it was like exponentially different.
Yeah.
And that is because that we need that. People's brains work that way. So like if you're just like, oh, I'm done with lunch. Oh, Mel goes live at 2 on Tuesdays. I want to tune in.
That's
so
it.
even if they didn't see the scheduled post, even if they didn't click get notified, you want to create that for your audience. But you also want to leave room. That doesn't mean that you have this great idea on Thursday and you're like, oh man, I got to wait till next week, right? I got to wait till next week to do that.
Yeah.
Facebook just broke again.
Oh no!
So
because somebody just came and somebody just asked something from Facebook.
I know. It's one of the destinations.
Okay.
So I wonder what's going on with that too. But anyway, so I think that you also have to be able to say, like this chick right here must have toys gifts this year. Sell out risk.
Yeah.
Like what if there is something and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a deal, but they're low on inventory. You don't be afraid to be spontaneous just because. So to your point, like have that schedule, but also I encourage people to allow themselves to be spontaneous because you never know. And those spontaneous streams, sometimes you might feel like, well, because it wasn't scheduled, you don't feel the pressure of it being like super overly produced and stuff. So, okay, this is another question that I thought I kind of had the same question. So CK said, can you organize your carousel with topics like home goods, tech, etc.? Or is it like, can you set it up by categories or how's that work?
Okay, so she said carousel.
Mm-hmm.
And so carousel is what is underneath. If you see that thing that's scrolling across, yes, that's the carousel. No, you can't organize that into categories. You can just put them in categories if you want to, but there's not like a category that's there and it's like, okay, well, you can go. But on your shop page, right, you can organize them into categories. So if you, on your shop page, and I've done that where it's like, hey, I have several of those things on the shop page. I will add one or two to the carousel, but I have a number of them in my shop page. You can go there and I have them organized into different categories. So to answer the question, in the carousel, no. You just add things there.
Okay, so
I wanted to,
so with that, the thing about the carousels, like putting them in the carousel, because one thing I've heard from a couple people is they're like, oh, it's a lot of work for a little bit of money. Well, maybe they need to put bigger items like that desk you got in their carousel. But can you save? Like when you set up a stream and you put these things in the carousel, can you stream again next week? And does it maintain the carousel? Do you have to re-add them all again?
You have to re-add them all again. Okay. Now, but so again, comes down to your process. There are times, just like you said, Mel, where I'm like, man, there's a new thing. I'm going to just go live and go on Amazon Live and talk about this new thing. So I'm doing everything on the fly.
Got it.
But a lot of other times, because I know I have my stream on Fridays, I go and I schedule it ahead of time. I'll create the thumbnail. And I'm not doing that because I think it's going to get more views. I just do that so I don't have to do the work the day of. I can just go live. So I actually go through and set up the carousel. You can do all of that stuff ahead of time.
Okay.
All that stuff ahead of time. Yeah.
So interesting, like literally, I'm thinking about this and you have to do all of that in the app on the phone. The carousel
it's weird. Yes.
When is Amazon going to change it? And so that everybody knows, that application is currently only available on an iOS device. So if you're using Android phone, then you maybe this is why I always say it's not a bad idea to go buy an old, used, even cracked iOS device if you are an Android person. So,
I agree. I agree.
This would be one of so don't feel like you're left out or I don't want to have to go change my phone. Just go buy. Heck, they could even just buy an iPod.
Yeah, I mean,
Do they still have iPods?
As long as you
iPod
can get
Touches?
I don't know actually, but as long as you can get the app, that's the whole point.
Yeah, and you don't have to have like a phone account. You can literally just have this device. You can use an old used device. Again, it could have a cracked screen, just put a thing over it so you protect yourself. And you can use that device. You literally just need to be able to connect it to the Wi-Fi, like an internet. And that's it. You don't have to use it as a phone. I don't think a lot of people realize that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So
Yeah.
take off your headphones. Lucas Almeida says, when you are already talking about headphones, tomorrow's International Hearing Day. Radio TV presenter said they will not use earphones or headsets. Okay, interesting. Well, I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow, but the reason that we use these is actually to eliminate echo. So whenever you're streaming and you have a guest on or you're playing sounds like Kirk and I were playing, in fact, when the very beginning of this stream, unless you're on Facebook, and this is like the third try that we've been at the stream, the very beginning, Kirk had audio coming out, I think, of one of his speakers.
I did.
And so that's why you heard an echo, because you heard me talk into my mic, but then you also heard his mic pick up me from his speaker. And so that's actually why we wear headphones. But yeah, no, that's an interesting thing. I love learning things. I did not know that. In fact, one of my other dear business friends and peers, Heather Sager, she actually has to wear hearing aids. She has she has I think it's a bone issue in her ears.
Okay.
So she wears hearing aids too. So yeah. Okay, we have another question from the audience.
Oh,
so
cool.
Gary says, are there benefits with uploading videos of products in Amazon? You mentioned this earlier that you can go live, but you can also just do a product video. I didn't even really know. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, you can definitely upload product videos, and there are benefits to that. Especially if you make them, like I said, short, bite-sized. They really answer some questions. And I think the rule of thumb here is understanding the questions that you had to answer in order for this purchase to make sense. Make sure you share that. And do it in as short amount of time as possible. I think that there is absolute benefit in being able to do that. There are criteria, like Amazon has criteria. Because I tried to repurpose some videos that I had on my YouTube channel, tried to take them over to Amazon. Don't do that. Just create whatever you create it specifically for that product on Amazon. It'll work. It's not a lot of criteria, but you definitely want to check that process to be sure you understand what that is. But to answer your question though, Gary, there is huge, massive benefits of doing that. Live stream, the benefit of live stream, and everybody knows this is not just on Amazon, is being able to have that two-way conversation. You're live, somebody's looking at a product right then and there, you have the product, you can answer their questions. Period, point blank, end of story. But if you aren't live, the next best thing is for you to have a video on that product's page, especially if it's a product that you really like. That's a game changer for you. Share those details in 3 minutes or less. I like to keep those videos very short and then post it to the product page. And trust me, there is huge benefits to doing it that way.
Love that. I didn't even realize that we could do that. So, that I think... I can't do that unless I'm an influencer though, right?
And I think the product page, videos, live, and the shop page are all the influencer piece. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. So, I want to reiterate this, that you don't have to own the product, but I want everyone to know that he said this earlier, and it's a pretty big deal, is that you don't have to own the product. You don't have to have it with you, but it's highly encouraged by Amazon.
Yeah.
So certainly pay attention to that. And you can obviously bring guests on as well. But so do you have to disclaim that? As I guess one of the things I wanted to say is, does Amazon require that you disclaim anything when it comes to that?
I have not seen them saying that you have to disclaim that, but you know this from building an audience and having that trust, that two-way communication. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a verbal contract. So what I will do is I do a lot of studio builds for clients. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of equipment that I don't physically have. Okay. That I have put in somebody's studio, and it's because of these reasons. And so I just share that. I just say, hey, look, this is not something that I physically have in my studio. I don't have any, I don't know how many teleprompters I've set up. I don't have a teleprompter. I need to
Okay,
get a
yeah.
teleprompter. I need to get
I
some.
actually I need to get a teleprompter.
That is my next thing.
That's one of the
Mel,
things
that
on
is
my
my
list.
next thing. I'm like, teleprompter or bust. Like, come Christmas, that's the thing. And I'm going to get to one other point here in a second, but I don't have teleprompter, but I've set up several.
Yeah.
So do I have expertise to share on what to pick in picking a teleprompter? Yes.
Okay.
But I don't physically have one. And so one of the things that I do, and just again, just being transparent and allowing people to see like this is not a fake thing. Some of the clients ask me to buy the products. And so I'll go in my order history and I'll say, yeah, it'll say last purchased, July 2021. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't physically have it, but I am sharing with you that this is something that I have purchased. So I'm not just telling you pie in the sky. Hey, I think this is going to work for you.
Right.
No, I'm telling you from experience, I've set this up for a client and this does work. One of the things I wanted to share real quick is, and I think this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this topic at this point in the month of November. Does anybody know what's happening in November? You are going to want, if you have the ability to go live on Amazon, you're going to want to do something for Black Friday. You're going to want to do something Cyber Monday. You're going to do, listen, it's a no-brainer, fam.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely be thinking about, get up early, get up late or whatever, and do something on one of those days. Pick some products. Maybe you got some things for Christmas. You already got them. You just close your door, do a little live stream on the product, then wrap it back in wrapping paper and ship it off to a friend. Whatever it is, I'm just giving you some ideas, but be thinking about that. And especially as you talk about marketing, these are the ebbs and flows of the marketing calendar. There's a lot of nonprofit things that are going to be happening in the month of November, a lot of sales deadlines and numbers and metrics that they're trying to reach. There's going to be a lot of deals and coupons that you can use. And when you get to different levels of Amazon Live, you can get these coupons that are just for your live show.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. And that's only available during the live show. That's the whole Home Shopping Network piece where it's like, we only have 20 left. You got to buy yours now. Come right
Literally.
now.
And then it's like, oh, that was the wrong button. That was the wrong button. Y'all ran out.
Okay, guys, we're all done. And that's the thing. It's a much more fun, engaging way of kind of experiencing the shopping experience, right? The doing things shopping experience. That's one of the reasons why I'm a proponent of Amazon Live. The other thing that I will share, and I know we didn't get a chance to get into some of the guts of the numbers, but there's if I can find this number, there's 6.3 million sellers on Amazon. 1.5 million of them are active, and they serve 150 million Prime members.
Wow.
And over 300 million active customer accounts worldwide. I just want you to catch that. Just think about that. That's like exponential possibility on the platform. And when you think about the fact that there's just a handful of people, I know there's it's a couple thousand, but it's still just a handful when there are millions of people that are buying on the platform every day.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of reach and impact that this platform has. It's built in. So yeah, it's definitely something that you want to keep on your radar. I would not underestimate the growth pattern and impact that you can have on this platform, specifically because we're at its infancy. It's still locked in an app on an iPad or iPhone.
Right.
It's gonna open up, but maybe not now. But you're at that stage. This is where people are still kind of kicking the tires, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. It's a great time to get in there and get active on the platform.
Yeah, I love that you gave us those numbers, because sometimes people need a little bit more oomph to get convinced. And
right.
I'm just telling you, I'm like, this is a focus of mine. If 1,000 people on my YouTube channel is the focus, and that's where I need to be, and of course I'm focused on growing my channel and getting to that point, because there's monetization opportunities all over the place, and I know Crystal talks a lot about monetizing the podcast through apps like Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon. This Amazon Live thing is, while it's more work, meaning like than just having a link sitting on your podcast or having a link embedded in your, your YouTube description and saying, hey, here's the mic I'm using. Link is in the comments for you to buy. Those are like really, really, really passive ways. But while the live stream, because, everything Kirk described, you have to apply for it. You have to create the stream on your app, on your phone. You have to do all the actions on the phone right now, or the iOS device. You can use StreamYard to create a custom look, have overlays, have videos playing. You can really create a very high-end production for it. While that's all more work, what I want to point out is that somebody watches your YouTube video and they're just watching something and there's a link up there, it's not as personal, it's not as engaging. But when somebody's watching a live stream and you're going through all this stuff, to me, that payoff, again, I don't have these numbers, but my guess is that the payoff on that is significant. And so while, it may be a little bit time consuming and it may require some work and a little bit of tech, it's, in my opinion, maybe even more effective than just having a random, hey, support my channel link, on something, right? And I know you use Buy Me a Coffee as well. And,
I do.
And you do a really nice job of having all these different options for people and whatnot. But I think that what I'm predicting is that over the next couple of years, these different, avenues of revenue, these different streams of revenue are really providing us with this opportunity. And the other thing to keep in mind is that the viewers are becoming more and more accustomed to being sold to that way, if you will, or influenced is really a word I should use. So I wanted to say that because I think some people feel icky. I know I feel that way sometimes. I'm like, oh, here's my special link for the microphone you just asked me about. It makes me feel funky. Good. But like when you're doing it in this production, that's what you're doing. You're helping people, you're sharing information, but you are like, hey, people expect it. They know it. So it's a kind of a different way to go about it. And I think that it should create some help. Crystal, by the way, was saying, I am literally setting up my storefront while listening to y'all. My over-the-top equipment shopping may just pay off. Yeah, I have a bunch of different mics. Like I could do a whole show on microphones if I wanted to.
So I'll say this one last thing here. One of the things that I always tell folks is you do want to, so the 5 tips that I share is, of course, you want to have the product. You highly encourage you to have the product. Another one is, of course, always be willing to add to the item to carousel, and then ask the question what we're shopping for today. But here's another one is educate people on how they can support you. See, this is the piece I think that Melanie is saying, and she's touching on it. I think it's so amazing, but I want to make sure that we just double click on it a little more. People don't. I was sharing with people one day, like, hey, I have this Buy Me a Coffee page. And so the reason why I have the page is because people are constantly asking me, man, when you showed this video and you did this, you saved me. And you don't even know how much you've saved me. How can I support you? That's the reason why I have the support page. But sharing with people why you have it and what it's there for helps to educate them on how they can support you. So somebody shows up, they find me live, I answer their question, and then I never tell them to follow. I never tell them to click my links. I'm not telling them how they can support me. They've walked away with value, with benefit, but I haven't shared with them how they can support me, number one. Number two, they may actually go to somebody else's live stream and not know that this is something that you do. If you enjoy what we're getting here, click the links in the carousel. Ask me to add something there so that you can click the link there, or hit the follow button so that you can be notified when I go live, or that you can come to my shop page and grab things from there as well. This is how you can support me. I'm live here today answering your questions because my assumption is that you're going to be able to support me in these ways. It's not a hard sell for me. I don't get a full commission or of anything on what they're paying, and they're not paying extra because they bought it through my link. That's a critical distinction. I'm the one that brought them to the platform, and so that's a big thing for them to be able to see. The other thing that I want to share here real quick is, of course, the idea of bringing on guests, and this is where having these streaming platforms like StreamYard is so critical. Yeah. I do studio consults for clients, right?
Yeah.
I help them set up their studios, tell them what to order. Pretty much majority of it's from Amazon. They order it, and then I go back in with them and I walk them through setting it up. And I do this all online because a lot of these clients are not physically here in Huntsville, Alabama, where I live. So one client, I offered him the option of doing the studio build on Amazon Live.
Okay.
And
so you built his little shopping list?
Literally, he was walking around with his phone and he's showing me the back of the Rodecaster, and I'm like, okay, plug this in there, plug this here, plug that there. And we had all the stuff that he was setting up in the carousel, and people are asking questions. It was amazing. But I'm saying you're getting 3 bangs for $1.
Yeah.
I'm able to showcase the content that I don't have in my own studio because he bought more stuff than I do. Then I'm also able to, do this consult with this client, but I'm able to show this stuff to people who may not have seen it before. Then I get to advertise the fact that I build studios. So you have to make it work for you. You got to figure out ways that you can kind of fit it within. If you're just looking for the check from Amazon to make this worth it, then I don't know. But if you find ways to make this something that you can add on to some services that you're already offering to clients, and maybe you offer it at a discounted rate because they're going to come with you live. I don't know, but maybe that works for you. I don't know. I just wanted to share that. I hoop that that's a good idea for somebody that's out there.
Super. I love those examples that you gave. And I also love how you have that that indirect there's an indirect strategy about it, right?
Yeah.
It gives you an opportunity to also, oh, by the way, I can also help you set these things up. I can coach you. If you bought all this cool stuff, set up a consult. I can actually walk you through it.
Exactly.
So I love that. I love that you're not coming out being promotional. You're helping these people get what they want. You're guiding them.
That's it.
And then you're there, and you should be comfortable with oh, by the way, I'll offer up those other items. So,
here's the easy button. If you want to figure out on screen with us here and do it yourself, DIY, no problem. You want the easy button? Here's the easy button.
I love it. Yeah, there is an easy button. There's always an easy button.
There's always an easy button.
The easy button ain't free. That's what I always say.
No, it ain't.
So Johnny actually had an author come on his show and talk about their book. So another great idea about a
Very
guest
good
and featuring their items. I mean, especially book authors, that's what they're doing. They're marketing themselves. They're doing guest appearances.
And a lot of them don't have Amazon Live.
Right. So if you have this platform, if you've gotten approved for it,
huge.
You have another benefit to offer to someone if you want them to come onto your show.
Yep.
Is it, hey, whether we're gonna stream this out, I'm gonna interview you, and we're gonna talk about your book, and it might. So it's a way people can literally buy it right there on screen versus just them going on your podcast, which is a little different. So
I feel like I'm gonna forget this point that I want to make because I forgot it like 2 times already. But I want to say this before because I know we're short on time, and I saw that question. It's a great question. This mic came from Amazon Live because I was live one day. There was a representative from Shure in the audience.
Yes.
Contacted me after the Amazon Live, and it's like, hey, we want to send you a mic. And of course, now to be clear, you're going to need to work with your brands and make sure you have your T's crossed and your I's dotted in terms of what your engagement looks like. But this mic was because I went live on Amazon.
Oh, wow. Love that story.
That's the first story. The second story, this one's going to blow your socks off. I was live on Amazon. I had just gone live. I was in my, station identification phase where I was telling people my brand statement, who I am, why I'm there. And as I often do, you know how this goes, Mel, somebody followed me. And it shows up and I'm like, oh, snap. And I hit the buttons, hey. And I look at the name for it, I'm like, hey, Melanie followed me. That's what I usually would say. But in this case, I hit the buttons. I'm like, hey, Jeff Bezos. Wait a minute.
What?
I was like, no way. Jeff Bezos is not following me. I said, I'm being punked right now. There's no way. So we made some jokes and I started to continue on. And then he came back. He's like, he said, hi, Kirk. And in my mind, I'm having this whole conversation with myself. It's like, Kirk.
Wow.
It's even if it's not Jeff Bezos, let's just treat it like it is him because, that's too great an opportunity. So I'm like, hey, Jeff, how are you? And he's like, say hi to CNN.
What?
So I pause. I'm like, hi, CNN. And he's like, thanks so much. You helped me prove a point. And he left.
Oh, my gosh.
Apparently, he had gone to 4 other live streams that day. Nobody responded because they all thought they were being punked, just like me.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm the only one that responded, and I'm the only one he said, say hi to CNN to, because he was trying to prove a point. He was just showcasing Amazon Live to some CNN execs. It wasn't like a live show or anything like that.
Sure, but still.
But I'm simply saying that it's the Wild West because it's still very new.
Yeah, totally.
And anything is possible. So right now, out of the 200 and something followers I have on Amazon, one of them is Jeff Bezos.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, we'll do a rapid fire.
Please.
We'll do a rapid fire. Jeff is not watching this stream right now. I know that. I am 99
Oh my goodness.
109s sure that Jeff and nobody that famous is watching. But either way, so Johnny wants to know about the logo. So can you use their logo when you promote?
The Amazon Live logo, yes.
Okay, so Amazon Live logo.
The Amazon Live one, yes. So I have used that. I use that pretty much in all of my thumbnails on my Amazon Live videos. And even when I multi-stream them, I still use the Amazon Live logo. Yep.
Okay, very cool. Okay, that's good to know. Probably just not the Amazon logo you can use. Yeah. Okay, so CK says, we all here to have a niche, but like Kirk and you have said, we all buy stuff on Amazon. Do I need a separate account / page for tech, outdoors, etc., or can I do well with a non-niche live?
Non-niche lives work on Amazon.
Okay, perfect.
The guy that we saw earlier, Ryan is his name.
Yeah.
He does this morning, what is it called? Remote work. That's the title of his show. It's Morning Remote Work. And he just talks about all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily even have anything to do with remote work, but he just talks about all kinds of stuff. You are building an audience. And this is, I'm glad you asked this, CK, and it's something that I meant to say earlier as well. If you look at Home Shopping Network and QVC and well, all these other platforms, people don't just watch because they like, they're looking for a specific thing. They just watch. They just watch. Like they just spend time watching. So there's a large contingent of people. What did I say? 300 million active accounts on Amazon. There are people who just sit on the watch page. They just sit on that live stream page and say, "Oh, so and so's live. Let me go and take a look."
There you go. I do that sometimes. Like I'll just have it on. Like I like it when I happen to catch yours. Like I'll literally be working and I'll just have you on. Yep. And I'll just kind of like have you even just listening to you in the background. Yep. But I do that with other people too, is I'll just like have it on, like just, it's like my TV sometimes, right? Yeah. Like watching these things. And you
just have the commercials playing.
Yes, it's totally a good point. So I think that it goes back to CK showcasing yourself, right? Yourself, not necessarily your industry or whatever. Showcase yourself, and we all have multiple facets to who we are. So
and I think that the thing that makes it relevant is when you share with people why you bought this thing, because they can resonate with that, and it doesn't matter if they're in your niche. If you say, "Hey, I bought this pencil for my tablet because my son likes to draw," and this is actually a real thing, because my son likes to draw. I don't draw at all. But he loves it, and here's what he said why he loves it. And he told me, it's because of this and this and this and this and this. And then somebody in the comments is like, "Oh my goodness, my son likes to draw too." Maybe that's something I need to look into. I'm like, "Hey man, we bought him notepads and all kinds of stuff, but getting him that pencil for the iPad, game changer."
Oh, cool.
So that's a real story, and it's just how you relate to people on camera is to share your true, authentic, real self, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a part of a niche. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I love that. That's good information. That's definitely good to know. So the only question I didn't ask you is that I really do, and again, sweet Crystal. Love it. Okay, so Crystal's got her first Amazon. This is one thing I love about my girl Crystal.
I'm going to go look at that Amazon.
I'm telling you, Crystal.
Tell me your shop page, Crystal, please. Sorry.
She is legit. Like she's fearless. Like Crystal is fearless. She is like, "Oh, I have access to Facebook audio rooms. I'm gonna create an audio room. Boom,
boom, done."
I love that about her. She's ready to go, right? She's just ready to go.
I love it.
So sweet. Everybody's going to go find you, Crystal. Put a link in there. Crystal, put a link to your shop.
I'm going to be on your joint. Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so Jennifer, I got to say hello to you. Thanks for joining in. That's pretty awesome that you're here hanging out with us for sure. So we're getting ready to wrap up here, but there's one thing I definitely wanted to have you talk about briefly, and is what have you learned? Like, what are some don'ts maybe, or mistakes, or things that you're like, "Ooh, I wish I knew that when I was getting started"? Like, what are some things like to tell people not to do that maybe because you've done it and you're like, "Oh, that didn't go so well," or maybe now that you're in it, you're paying attention and what you see maybe others do. Do you have any don'ts, any advice on what not to do?
This is going to be interesting for Crystal, but the first time I went live, I didn't do anything. I did no multi-streaming. I did no advertising. I did nothing. Mm-hmm. I just scheduled that bad boy and I went live. And some people, 1 or 2 people did come, but for the most part, for majority of that thing, I was just talking to the camera by myself, and that's hard. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. I just want to kind of share that. Mm-hmm. Using multi-streaming really does help to kind of build that audience, because there's already built-in people who are like already following you, so you can bring them over to Amazon and say, "Hey, come on over." And so multi-streaming is such a great thing. So I definitely want to share that with you. The other thing that I would say in terms of things that I learned along the way is don't be afraid to just say I don't know that thing, right? I know you resonate with this one, Mel. I mean, just you don't have to be a superhuman. Somebody asks you a question about a gadget or a device that you don't know about, you just tell them I had never thought about that. I'm writing that question down because that's a really good question that people need to consider. Trying to be the jack of all trades or not jack of all trades is not the term. Trying to have the answer to every single question is exhausting. And it's not reality. So I would just say bring yourself and be okay with saying I have no clue.
Yeah.
That people will come and ask you about random things that you had no intention of talking about. And you just kind of guide them back to I don't know that. If you want to go take a look, let's go take a look. Let's read. One of the other things that I do think it's really good to know is your criteria for shopping on Amazon Live. Not for any specific niche, just your criteria. I know for me, I look at the store page. I look at the stars, right? The reviews. I look at that's critical, good practice information that you can share with people, and it doesn't matter what the content is. So I've learned that having that ready and memorized almost, and just kind of being able to spit that out, that has helped a lot. I mean, even this like this Shure microphone, you can buy it from like 50 different sellers, or you can buy it from Shure on Amazon, right? There's a difference. So,
yeah. And I think that's, the multi-streaming thing, I thought about that a little bit, and it's like definitely pretty important, like, because especially as you're getting started. If you have so Crystal, for example, I know she has a great audience. Yeah. She's got an awesome Facebook community. So Crystal, I hope that you did set that up as a multi-stream, and even like just promoting traffic to it, like promoting it in advance, talking about it. But doing that multi-streaming, I loved earlier in the show, and you talked about that, and you gave those tips about how you phrased to get people over, moving them over. So Crystal used those tactics for sure. Johnny Bean said, "What's that phone holder again?"
This is what happens. This is what happens, man.
Yeah, I love it. The phone holder.
Let me see if I can find it as well.
This guy right here, this thing is awesome. Like, it folds up so you can take it with you, but it's just perfect, and it's sitting right there, and I can have it right in front of me. It's just, certainly a convenient way
if
to
you
have it.
You show mine, I have it up on screen now. It's this cell phone stand.
Yes.
$9.99. It is clutch.
I love it. Like, and it's like, it's made well. Like, it's durable. It's like metal. It's
and we
hinges
didn't even
work
talk about the fact
smooth.
that it folds flat, and you can put it in your pocket, or it's clutch. It's clutch.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay, so so Charles Matthews, what is up, Mr. Matthews? By the way, thanks for tuning in.
What's up?
Charles actually helps with some of our StreamYard reviews on Saturday.
I think I've seen him on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, so is it just for selling?
You can do reviews as well.
Okay.
You can do reviews as well. And then, of course, I mean, there are some personalities that have become huge on there. As with anything sale related, I mean, you see this to be true on Instagram as well. It is easier for women to sell than it is for men to sell.
Interesting.
I'm not going to say much more than that.
I mean, if you watch the home shopping networks, it is predominantly women that are doing it. That's interesting. Well, ladies, we got an advantage in one place.
You do.
Apparently.
Yeah, you
do. So, yeah. Well, Kirk, this has been so awesome. This has been so great. Thank you so much for coming on here, because literally I've been so intrigued about it. I will tell you, I 100% became more intrigued by watching your show because of the way you are, the style, but also you do it so well. So I do want to encourage everyone to go follow Kirk over on Amazon. Not only just because, hey, he's got great stuff, he showcases great things, but also if you're thinking about, doing this, watch Kirk, watch how he does it. He also creates breaks in his shows. Like, he has he uses that time to talk about maybe a workshop he's promoting, coming up. So you don't just have to be on there and only talk about Amazon products. He's using it as also entertaining, and so I really like the way Kirk does it. So definitely go check his stuff out and watch him. And he's a good leading example for sure. And Thanks for coming on here and just answering not only my questions, my audience, that their questions as well. I hope that everyone learned as much as I did. I certainly have learned a lot. I'm going to keep applying until I am able to get that approval.
And until you get approved, come on over. Let's do a couple together.
That would be fun.
No,
Seriously.
I'd love that. I'd love
we
that.
could
That's
totally
real
have a
offer.
blast.
Seriously.
Yeah, everybody's saying thank
if
you.
If nothing
so
else, we can at least sell this thing, right?
no, that and these things right here.
Exactly.
These things right here, for sure. I mean, those things are everyone always asks me about those.
Absolutely.
So, Crystal, good luck to you today with
Definitely
your
gonna check you
show.
out.
Yeah, let's go search. Everybody search Crystal up. Go jump on. I'm sure she's going to multi-stream. So if anything, go check out her stream over on YouTube, and then you can I'm sure she'll put a link in that description, and they can follow that on over, because she's going to follow Kirk's advice and do exactly that, as he talked about earlier. So Johnny, thank you for watching as well, and CK, it was awesome to have you here live with us, hanging out. So Crystal, or Kirk, before we go any further, do me a favor and let everybody know where they can get more of Kirk Nugent.
KirkRNugent.com is my website. That's my headquarters in these digital streets. All of my handles on social media is actually Kirk R. Nugent as well. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube.com/Kirk R. Nugent is my area of focus and emphasis and growth. And I always tell people, if you find something there and you have a question, ask it in the comments. I respond to every comment on every video on my YouTube channel. That's been a thing of mine, so definitely want to check that out. But KirkRNugent.com, as I mentioned, and as Melanie has already put on the screen here, is my website, and definitely my headquarters on the web. We'd love to engage with you. We'd love to hear what you are doing. We'd love to show you a couple of puzzle pieces, see how things fit together. We'd love to show you how it all works.
Yes, how it all
You know what I was
works.
gonna say? How it all works, right? That's my thing.
I don't know if you rehearsed that or not, but yeah.
Just a little.
I love it. No, and Kirk is live all the time. So definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go check that out. I know he's not going to tell you to subscribe, whatever I'm going to tell you to, because I love learning. So, and I know Kirk says this sometimes too, and I'm in his comments, is we are very similar. We do a lot of the same things.
Very
we
similar.
help people in a lot of the same ways, but Kirk also has different things that if you're wanting to learn about Ecamm, he's an Ecamm user as well. And he's a Mac guy. He's got a Mac computer. So,
right.
And I love that we're able to help people.
People like that. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love teaming up with people like you who just,
Absolutely.
I feel like you get to fill those holes in for me, but at the same time, we get to kind of like drive back and forth about a lot of the same things. And so you guys, if you like my stuff and you like to learn from me, then I can tell you're going to absolutely love learning from Kirk as well. And he's got some really great workshops that he does. So if you want that kind of like he said, the easy button, like handheld, be here with me, go through these steps with me. Kirk's got some really cool workshops that he does for those things too. So definitely go check Kirk out, follow him for sure, because he's doing what I'm doing. He's helping y'all learn live video and market yourselves and put yourselves out there and
Put yourself out there.
all the good things. So
That's it.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you again for watching today. Until next time, which will be who knows when. Maybe I'll go live later this week, but I definitely will be live next week as well. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss those notifications. And so we'll be back soon. See you guys. Bye.